So E3 is done, guys, and as E3 is done, I've come to the conclusion that I'm just getting too old for E3. I don't feel like I'm necessarily getting really excited like I used to when I was a kid over these trailers and all this stuff. But, you know, I still did get excited over a couple different things, and honestly, there was a lot of great things that I saw and some okay things, but overall, it was just what I expected, run of the mill. I don't really usually get too hyped for these kinds of things anymore. The last thing that I was really excited for when they showed at AE3 was maybe Metal Gear Solid 5. Honestly, I can't really remember like anything from the past like 5 years I was like super hyped about that got announced at E3 or something. But I'm going to rate all three conferences, the Microsoft conference, the Sony conference, and the Nintendo conference. I'm not going to rate Ubisoft or EA or Bethesda or whatever, just because, I didn't really, number one, I didn't watch those, and number two, I just don't really care. You know, they're going to show me the same crap that they've been showing me for the past 5 years, like another Assassin's Creed or another Battlefront, Battlefield, whatever. It's the same crap. Devolver's press conference I did watch. That was a waste of time. That was about 15 minutes of my life wasted on a shit post of E3 press conference. Yeah, and I like Hotline Miami, but wow, that was a waste of my time. It was just a complete waste of my time. I'd like my 15 minutes back. I think that they owe me for like compensation or something. I think I should get something like that. Let's start with Microsoft's, which will be the shortest to talk about. It was okay. It was what I expected. I expected to show off the new soft reboot of a console or whatever they're calling these things. Xbox One S, it's better, more powerful than the PS4 Pro, which I expected. That's about it. They showed off this new, not really new actually. Well, it's the old Xbox Duke controller from the OG Xbox. That's coming back as a playable, usable controller for the Xbox One. At least that's how I understand it, and it's going to be done by Hyperkin, which makes those like those consoles, those like the Retron consoles. Seems cool. I think that's awesome that they're doing something like that. Original Xbox backwards compatibility. Anthem doesn't really look that great. It really looks like a cross between Titanfall, not Titanfall, but like aesthetically it looks like Titanfall and like the Division or something. Like it just doesn't really look that great at all. Maybe like Destiny. It's like a cross between like Destiny and like, it just seems like BioWare's answer to Destiny or EA's answer to Destiny, really. And that's really it. Dragon Ball FighterZ looks great. It's being done by Arc System Works. That game looks great. Love the Guilty Gear games. It looks great. It looks really cool, and love the Persona fighting games, obviously. Moving on, really honestly, there's not much to talk about. Crackdown 3 looked like Crackdown. I mean, there was no Halo 6. That's it. That's really it. There's nothing really else to talk about. I was expecting Halo 6 at least to announce this year, but it wasn't. Even though I don't really care for Halo, they didn't show that at all. The last great Halo game was Halo 3 ODST, which wasn't really even a true Halo game, but whatever. I give Microsoft's conference a C minus. It really wasn't like that great, but it was exactly what I expected. It was average, a little below average. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more, in terms of like, because they said that they were going to be collaborating with a lot of different unique ideas, and it just seemed like more of the same. So whatever. Moving on to Sony's. Sony was probably the worst, and the reason why I say that is because I expect more out of Sony, because they always seem to deliver a lot of great games. Persona to Neo to Yakuza to Uncharted to Last of Us. So, I'm expecting a lot. And really, honestly, what I got was... So I got Days Gone, which looks like The Last of Us. Like, it's being done by Ben Studios, which did Uncharted Golden Abyss, which was, like, a very good game on the Vita. I think the game's going to get a port over eventually to the PS4. I don't think it's going to be left dead on the Vita. Golden Abyss is actually a pretty good game, so Days Gone could be good. But yet again, it looks like The Last of Us. I kept thinking it was The Last of Us 2, and it wasn't at all. I was like, oh, like, it's an open world Last of Us. Like, it's not... like, give me something different, you know what I mean? Don't give me the same two games back to... it just seemed like Sony should have done something else with that game or in that studio. Then they also showed Destiny 2, Spider-Man. Destiny 2 looks like Destiny 1, and Destiny sucks. They showed off a bunch of VR stuff. Yeah, VR. Skyrim VR. They're gonna charge you $60 fucking for that, and also Fallout 4 VR, which another $60. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. They also have the Spider-Man game, like I just mentioned. That game looks pretty good. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I used to be when I was a kid, so I actually used to read the comics and everything. Spider-Man as of recent years has been kind of shitty, but this game is gonna be. It looks like Arkham. It looks like it has the combat from the Arkham games, which is fine. I like Arkham Asylum. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But Spider-Man is just one of my favorite superheroes of all time. So is Batman. But so this game, it looks mechanically impressive. It's kind of a little cinematic. It's a little too cinematic. It looks like, but we'll find out. We'll see if it really runs on rails but we'll find out. It looks good though from what that trailer showed me. God of War looks like God of War and a new camera angle pretty much, and Kratos has a son. I don't follow God of War, so I don't know. The Kingdom Hearts 3, I can't remember if that was at the presentation, but I think it was. Yeah, it looks like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, I like the Kingdom Hearts games, and yeah, I'm gonna play this new one. I don't know. Then they also showed Horizon Zero Dawn DLC, which, okay. Yeah, Horizon wasn't that great, and Breath of the Wild was better, but, Horizon was okay. It was a better... I like the Killzone games. I wish they could make another Killzone, but whatever. We got this Horizon thing going on. Trying to think if there's anything I'm really, like... If I can't remember it, then that means that it's not worth talking about. Or, like, if I haven't mentioned it, then it's not worth talking about. Like, the Detroit game. Who cares? Like, honestly, half these games don't. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite looks like shit. That game does not look good. It looks awful. It looks like they poured acid all over the characters and their faces, and it really just does not look good at all. Like, it looks like the Dragon Ball fighting game looks better. Honestly, Capcom is past its glory days of the late 90s, early 2000s stuff. Like, they're so past that glory days from 1995 to 2005, like that 10-year times period. Like, they're so past it now, and I just remember Marvel vs. Capcom 3 getting a shitstorm for re-releasing later that year in 2010, and on top of that too, there's no X-Men characters in this game. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, no Wolverine in a Marvel vs. Capcom game is like not having Ken in Street Fighter, like not having Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat. It's the same exact fucking thing. It literally is. And for them just to gut out all the X-Men characters, I know why they're doing it. It's such a stupid reason. And hopefully one day Marvel will just realize, hey, a lot of people won't buy this game because we're not putting the X-Men characters in there, because we don't want to advertise them, because Fox owns all their media rights to them. It's such bullshit. I hate it. It's stupid. Stop it. We know who the X-Men are. They were like the most popular fucking comics for years, for decades. They still are. The Deadpool movie is the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Everybody knows who the X-Men are. Like, stop it. Stop. Like, just at least let us have Wolverine or Magneto or somebody from the X-Men in this game, or Colossus. But nope, we don't get that, because Marvel is a cock, pretty much. They suck. Moving on to to Nintendo. Sony gets a C- too. Honestly, D+ maybe, because like I was expecting more. I was expecting The Last of Us 2. I was expecting more, but they didn't really deliver. It was really kind of quiet too. Like Monster Hunter World, like you would think that game. First off, I'm not a Monster Hunter fan at all, but like that game looks pretty good. The way it plays, I know I won't like it. But it's pretty cool what they're doing with it. They got the grappling hooks. They got all these different new monsters. The one that like it looks pretty good. I've played enough of Monster Hunter, aka like 5 hours of it, to know that it's just not meant for me. It's just not for me. I don't like the Monster Hunter games. But this one does look good, and I'm not going to get it. I might get it if it's like really cheap, or if somebody gave it to me. And I'll play it if somebody gave it to me, but I probably won't play this one. And it's not just on PlayStation. It's also on the Xbox One and the PC, so you don't have to get a PS4 to have it. Moving on to Nintendo, who won. But not by a lot. Because Nintendo, I like what Nintendo's doing in the sense that they're doing 30-minute presentations, and then afterwards they just do days upon days upon days of just streaming stuff, and then they announce new stuff within those streams to make you kind of watch. Like this, they have the remake of Metroid 2, which is probably why that fan-made remake got canned, because they didn't want them to see it or whatever. Or, they didn't want fans fans of Metroid to have that game for free when they're making one. I understand it. They won E3 with saying that they're making Pokemon for the Switch, which I'm not even that huge of a Pokemon fan, but even I know that's like hype. Like that, like I haven't been a huge Pokemon fan since Black and White, and like the past two I haven't played, but like I do kind of want to play them, and like I would pick up the Switch version of Pokemon just to see what it's like. And then Metroid Prime 4, which was awesome to see. Like yes, finally something fucking different, something that we've been asking for years. They're bringing it back, and it's excellent. Super Mario Odyssey looks great. Xenoblade 2 looks great. That game looks awesome. Xenoblade 2. Mario Odyssey's got a fantastic level design. I love it. It reminds me of like Super Mario 64, but in an odd way. No pun intended. It looks so odd. It looks so different. It doesn't look like a Mario game, but it does at the same time. Like, there's the charm. I was watching a little bit of the gameplay in the desert level, and like Mario throws his hat into the Stonehenge thing, and like he puts on the sunglasses and he makes that noise, and he flips it back up. It's just got that charm. It has that charm of a Mario game, and it has all that going. Mario turns into a realistic looking T-Rex. It just looks so odd. It looks so weird, but it looks like a lot of fun to play. It looks so much better than 3D World and 3D Land. 3D World and 3D Land were shit. Those games were terrible, awful. Thank God we're doing something different. And it's a collectathon a little bit, which is great. I love collectathons. I love Banjo-Kazooie, so Super Mario Odyssey is going to be fucking great. I can't wait for it, and it's probably going to be the best 3D Mario game, if I'm being honest. Like, it looks so good. Xenoblade 2, like I said, looks... other than that, I can't really think of anything from Nintendo. Nintendo did a pretty good job. Did a better job. I give them a B-. Just arbitrarily pulled that out of my ass, but I give them B-. Because, why do I give them points off? Because, like, there were one or two things. One, my expectations were so low for Nintendo. I honestly wasn't expecting a lot at all. I was, like, expecting a Super Smash Bros. 4 port, and that's it, really. Like, that was the one thing I said, oh, okay, so we're going to see Super Smash Bros. 4 for the Switch. and that's about it. I was expecting some dumb crap. They also announced a new Kirby too. That's a positive right there. I keep forgetting that they announced that. But there's like a new Kirby like every other week. But there's not a new Metroid every other week or a new Star Fox. So the Star Fox that we get on the Wii U is shit. It just doesn't make any sense. What is Nintendo doing? They don't know how to market, or well, they do know how to market with the Switch. They don't know how to do business, but they do know how to make great games. And yeah, this new one's looking great. And the only really gripe with it is that they didn't bring, like, there wasn't anything really to say about Metroid 4 or this Pokemon Switch or anything. There was nothing. There was nothing really to say. So other than that, I give this E3 overall just a meh. I might just be getting too old, honestly, for these kinds of things. I'm really just starting to think that I'm just getting too old for these kinds of things. Like, I don't get as hyped as I used to, but I still love video games. I still play them, and I still really love a lot of the games I play nowadays. Even this past year, with Persona 5 being probably my favorite game of all time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just these press conferences. I don't come into these things expecting a lot. I don't anymore at all. You shouldn't at all, because like from the past 5 years, they've all been kind of shit. So they used to be pretty good and they used to be hype, like at one after another. But lately they've just been kind of bad. So yeah, I give this E3 overall a meh, a C plus. Honestly, it was average. Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think of this E3? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite games were from the show. And yeah, that's it. E3 2017.